The Town Council Roads Subcommittee finalizes legislation that would help the town fix some private roads. The Conservation Commission approves some changes to beach access ramps at Loops Beach, and a few trees were approved to be taken out to make way for community gardens. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Wednesday, April 2nd, 2014. I'm Sarah Mannel. A town council subcommittee wants to make it easier for the town to make repairs on private roads. Right now, state law prevents towns from using public funds for private benefit, and that includes road improvements. State Representative Cleon Turner proposed legislation to help fix that.
The legislation really provides the ability for a municipality such as Barnstable to declare a private road as substantially public because of its usage, just like Mary Dunn Road, where everybody cuts from 6A up to Independence Park and over to the mall. And because of the public use and public safety issues, then the town would be able to spend town money to repair the part of the road that is private.
The Town Council Roads Subcommittee met this week to finalize the language of that proposed home rule petition. Town Council Vice President Ann Kennedy says the issue is an ongoing one.
Representative Cleon Turner is suggesting a home rule petition at our request that will enable, if passed, the town to use public funds on certain selected private roads. Those private roads are meant to be regional connector roads, I believe. That's what we narrowed it to, publicly used with a high volume of use and of low pavement index, which means in bad shape. It is meant to be, because it is the use of public funds that are already in our budget, it's meant to be sparingly and rarely and selectively used. But it is another tool, a tool that we don't have now. And this committee's charge and mission is to come up with as many tools and options as we possibly can to address our vast inventory of private roads.
During the meeting, Town Attorney David Houghton talked about the specific changes that have been made to the language in the home rule petition.
Again, I think the draft before you is intended and was designed to address or follow the comments and the actions that you took at your last meeting. There were 7 of them. So proceeding in order. The first one in about the fourth line, including without the consent of an abutter or abutters. That was meant to address, I think, your comments or discussions that the town be able to enter into a private road and make these improvements, particularly, I suppose, if it was one subject to common usage, even if it was not a matter of petition or request by the owners on the road, but nevertheless, nor would this preclude the town from either from asking the owners if they wanted us to go in and do maintenance or improvements, or allow the residents themselves to approach the town.
Town Councilor Will Crocker says if the legislation passes, it could give the town more options.
I think it again bears noting that this is just the beginning. It leaves us an opening. It leaves us a pathway in which to be able to work. And depending on funds, and depending on conditions and the future, things may change. But we see this as a first step in being able to get the condition of those roads back up to the condition they need to be for the fact that the public uses them so much.
The proposed home rule petition will next go before Town Council later this month for a first reading. The Conservation Commission approves a request to clear trees behind a lot on Main Street. The town wants to remove 4 trees adjacent to the lot at 725 Main Street that will provide sunshine for planned community gardens in the area. Special Projects Coordinator Len Gobiel presented the plan to the Conservation Commission this week.
Last summer, Donna Lawson approached us. Perhaps you remember Miss Lawson.
Yes.
She is in charge of the community gardens in Marston's Mills. And Tom called me in his office one day and he said, can you handle this and take care of it, and let's see if we can make it work. So we are in the process right now of planning a community gardens at 725 Main Street, which is, as you may remember, the old gas station. If you look at the photographs, the reason why I'm here, if you look at the photographs that we provided for you, I think I gave you 2 pictures. They both show the trees behind the lot at 725 Main Street. And if you look to the front of the photographs, you'll see where the
Commission also approved changes to accessibility ramps at Loop Beach in Katuitt. Town architect Keith McKenzie Betty talked in detail about those changes.
It's in there.
Loops Beach is in Katuitt. The town currently has a beach access on there at the moment. Indicated on the plan to the left. On the left-hand side of the plan, in orange, is the existing ramp. There's a ramp up over a concrete wall and then a short ramp down into the beach. We've had a request from citizens that that's extended. It seems reasonable to extend it to the top of the bank. From on the right-hand side of the drawing is the extent of the proposed ramp, which would now be 60 feet in total, and then buried into the sand at the end. The ramp is the same as we've used on Long Beach in the past, and it's on individual piles, 6x6 pressure treated, which are dug individually into the sand, and then we've got a 2 foot by 2 foot crossed foundation on it, and I can show you those. On here, the orange indicates where the existing ramp is at the moment. Indicated on the previous plan is this vegetated wetland, which is also the boundary to the site down here, which contains beach grass, and the beach grass ends approximately here. It's a 1:20 slope, and it dives into the sand at the end of it. The individual posts here go 2 feet into the sand, and then we've got pressure-treated 2x12s at the bottom of it, which are buried into the sand. So individually, at 7.5 feet centres, all the way, we've got foundations. It's slightly wider than the existing to allow handicapped people to roll down there, and then we've put a little edge on it as well to stop the handicap rolling away. Over and above the document that I circulated early, we've actually put a handrail on it with a lower rail to allow wheelchairs to pull themselves along.
The Commission unanimously approved those changes. The Department of Public Works will soon begin the project. Town Council meets this week. Prior to the orders of the day, the Economic Development Commission will make a presentation. Business includes a vote on the merits of a petition submitted in reference to the Cape Cod Commission and a vote asking to expand the Youth Commission to include all schools in town, both public and private. Council will begin public hearings on the capital budget for fiscal 15. Council meets tomorrow night at 7 in the Town Hall hearing room. The meeting will air live on Channel 18. And be sure to tune in to our hour-long daily news program, Barnstable This Morning, on weekday mornings starting at 7 a.m. Coming up on tomorrow's show, we'll chat with Town Council President Jessica Rapp-Grassetti and get a preview of tomorrow night's Town Council meeting. We'll also have all the news and information you need. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.